Hi everyone, this is Walking Problem. Today is the 6th of October 2021. It's 3 a.m. here in Singapore, GMT plus 8. So yesterday I uploaded a video regarding the Facebook network went down, and I said I will make a follow-up video about what could be the reason and what would be the reason. And we have Wyatt here. Oh, happens to be my name too, with different spelling. Okay, so the title: Why Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp all went down today. So they say that it's relating to something called the BGP routing, and it took down every part of Facebook business. So they say, oh, so Oculus was down too. So the entire Mark Zuckerberg's empire went offline. So it's a social media blacked out and can be described as stutter, which is something that I reported as well. It's a complete downage or outage of the entire Facebook network. Everything that's owned by Facebook went down. So this is very interesting because how everything can go down at the same time is because they have linked everything together. So this guy, Troy Musk, research officer, cyber research officer of the cyber threat intelligence company Backpackets. So Facebook outage appears to be caused by DNS, which is something that I also reported yesterday based on the error codes. But this is just a symptom of the problem. So he said that the Facebook has withdrawn the so-called border gateway protocol route that contains the IP addresses of all its DNS name servers. So DNS name server. So what is DNS name server? So you have a domain name. So within the domain name, you can actually add the record. This domain name actually is connected to which server. So the server will have its own DNS name, and that's how you link the domain name. For example, facebook.com, and that's how you link to the server. Maybe GoDaddy.com. So they will have like ns1.godaddy.com, then ns2godaddy.com. ns means name server. So so if DNS is the internet's phone book, then BBG is its navigation system, and it decides what route data it travels to the information highway. So in a way, what it means is that they have a central hub, and this hub connects all the domain name together to all the servers of the entire Facebook network, and this thing in the middle disappeared or went down. So the obvious and unresolved question is why this BBG route disappeared in the first place. So it is not a common omen, especially at this scale for this duration. So Facebook didn't say beyond the tweet about rather than getting things back up together. Let me see. So they say that the likeliest answer is a misconfiguration on Facebook's part. So Facebook confirmed in a blog post. Let's see what they write. It appears that Facebook had done something to their router, the one that connects Facebook network to the rest of the internet, which is what I was saying. And after all, the internet is a network of networks. Each advertising is present to each other. For once, Facebook stopped advertising. That doesn't sound exactly a very good explanation, but it's okay. So what did they say? So they are sorry. They say they are sorry. They're working very hard to restore system are back up and running. The underlying cause of this outage had also impacted many internal tools and systems that they use for day-to-day operations, complicating their attempts to quickly diagnose and resolve the problem. So the tools that they do diagnostic or to resolve the problems is actually also out. So basically that is the weak spot of Facebook, and any hackers or any evil people, now they know where to attack Facebook. So the engineering teams have learned that configuration changes on the backbone router that coordinates network traffic between data centers cause issues that interrupted this communication. This disruption of the network traffic has a cascading effect on the way data centers communicate, bringing services to a halt. They want to make clear that there's no malicious activity behind this outage. Yeah, then maybe next time will be, because now everyone knows where your weak spot is, and it was a faulty configuration on their end, and there are no evidence that user data is compromised. I'm glad to know. So they say the world depends on them, and then they say the outage have impact on people's life, and they have responsibility to inform people about this disruption, and they apologize. Yeah, whatever. They don't really care, to be honest. They don't care. Even the number of people that they have blocked and kick off their network, they don't care. So, so the update here. This is a tweet which I found much earlier. Say that server is likely behind the problem. This was much earlier before all this thing is being revealed, and the global loss was like 960 million per hour. But so Bloomberg actually said he lost $7 billion for this outage. So, however, but there are other people that say that this outage is deliberate. So what happened that concurrently during the same time, there is actually a testimony by this Hogan girl. I think it's called Frances Hogan. So she's a whistleblower. She used to work for Facebook, and then she came out with revelation of what happened within Facebook, and she was testifying, I think, yesterday. So, and so conspiracy theories are actually anyone that are more skeptical, don't say conspiracy theories, but they are more skeptical about Facebook. They're saying that this is intentional, this outage is intentional, and then they went in for this, X number of hours with the aim to delete or remove evidence that is being brought up by this Hogan girl. And I don't know, do they really need to do that through an outage? Sounds a little over the top. There's a lot of ways to delete things, and it'll be impossible to check. Just look at the Arizona audit. It's a simple election, 2 million plus votes. How long does it take to audit, and how many devices that they are forensically checking? You're talking about Facebook, the biggest network probably in the world, probably just behind Google. It's impossible to forensically audit anything that they have deleted. So if they want to delete you or delete any evidence within Facebook, I don't think there is a way anyone can find out. That's what I think. So modification unintentionally caused malfunction, and they wanted to make the amendments before the testimony without causing malfunction. So but people do say that it boosted the TFC's antitrust lawsuit. If they did scrub anything, they can be potentially used against in court. But I don't think you can. It's a tampering with evidence is a crime. I don't think it's the case. I don't think it's gonna matter. People have lied in court in the USA or in hearings. Nothing happened to them, never, almost. So another guy, John Rich, says pretty smart of Facebook to crash their own site so they could scrub all the evil and devices tribe they have been using to make us hate each other for the past 10 years. Smart little bastards they are. Yeah, then this guy said the whistleblower has already made copies of everything they needed to shut them down. I'm sure the whistleblower actually have records, all the damning stuff, but I still don't think that it's possible to scrub away, all the things. As far as I am concerned, I'm still semi-shadow banned. on Facebook. So, oh, the tweet is deleted. Okay, too bad. So, there was this. Facebook is suffering from Frances Hogan whistleblower syndrome. They had to do a reset all day to cover all the dirty shit they will be doing. So that's the conspiracy here. So I can read the article by this 711 web. So Frances Hogan. So this was the identity was actually hidden before this, and then in this 60-minute interview she revealed her identity. So this employer revealed her identity for the first time on 60 Minutes Sunday to condemn the company for helping fueling the violent January 6th rebellion in the capital. Is it really violent? It's Sammy. It's not really that violent compared to the kind of rioting that we saw from BLM riots from last year. And worsening political polarization around the world. So she served as a product manager on Facebook's Silver Disinformation team. Wow. Silver Disinformation team. She was so upset by many of the action Facebook took during the time, she told 60 Minutes. She leaked tens of thousands from the internal research pages of lawmakers, regulators, and the Wall Street Journal, which did a series of stories called Facebook Files. And this sentence sounds a bit weird. So the company's evidence shows that Facebook is lying to the public about making significant progress against hate, violence, and misinformation. So the lawyer has submitted at least one file, 8 complaints with the SEC alleging Facebook lied to investors about its action. So the main problem is that Facebook business is built on attracting as much engagement as possible from the social networks users, and data shows that users interact more with inflammatory content, of course. That's why anti-Trump media and news is so important to so many outlets. Without Trump around, viewership have dropped tremendously. We live in an information environment filled with angry content, hate, and polarization. It undermines our civil trust, undermines our belief in one another, and undermines our ability to want to care for one another. The version of Facebook that exists today is tearing our society apart and causing racial violence around the world. A lot of people is actually not on Facebook. I just want to say that I'm on Facebook a lot. I'm almost like a Facebook addict. I don't really like Facebook in the sense that a lot of they are manipulating communication too much. They are obstructing communication way too much. So Facebook becomes a convenient tool for communication, but an inefficient one. It's a very inefficient tool. So if you actually do any business, you create a Facebook page, you try to communicate to your fans and customers, you start to find out that without paying money, you can't really communicate to your customers. So she left in May, rather recent, 3 months ago. So Facebook dropped election safety protocols that were part of the program known as Silver Integrity very quickly after the vote and before Joe Biden was sworn in. Okay, so that was that article, kind of messily written. So surprisingly on Wired, where we actually they actually describe about how the entire network went down. They also actually put up another article that is talking about the Facebook hearing, which is also regarding this whistleblower. So they say that the Congress has been grilling the company executive for years, which is why I say it doesn't really matter, because after grilling, after proving that they are lying, nothing happens to them. This time the whistleblower is behind an unprecedented leak of documents. So I don't think this article, just now I went through the article, it did not really say what are these documents. It's just a lot of flowery, writing to describe and dramatize what's happening. So blah 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 blah. I just want to highlight that this is happening. I didn't know this was happening actually until Facebook went down. I didn't even know that there was this whistleblower, and then this hearing that is coming up or have already came. So according to this, it already came. So you can see that, you can see her talking. Come on, come on, do it.
Didn't want to know.
See that? So this is the girl, right? The same girl. See, it's the same girl. So the hearing has already happened. I really didn't know this happened until the Facebook went down. Is there any link? I don't know. So I haven't listened to this entire hearing. It's almost 1.5 hours. Maybe I will listen to it. I may not listen to it because I don't think it matters. Unless the problem with hearings is that there's almost never actions taken. Almost never. So if there's no action taken, it doesn't matter what she says. So just like Hillary Clinton is still around. She's not in jail. Lying and burning evidence is perfectly fine. So anyway, subscribe to my channel. Like the video if you think that I'm doing something meaningful. And I hope to see you in the next video soon.